Today on Mind the Snap, we head to Mexico to meet one of the fiercest members of Raider Nation.
From watching college ball games with her father in the 70s, to flying the silver and black flag across Oakland, Las Vegas and Mexico City. This is a fan story built of loyalty, resilience.
She's represented the Raiders at the Azteca and had her fandom shown on national TV. She's helped grow through Raider Nation Mexico and now creates content helping a whole new generation of Mexican fans fall in love with football.
This isn't just about touchdowns and tailgates. This is about culture, family and connection.
And what it truly means to wear silver and black. So grab your shoulder pads, turn the volume up and prepare for some serious Raider energy.
This is Barbara Estrada, the Raider International Fan of the Year, and this is Mind the Snap.
Back in the 70s under Friday lights, schoolyard echoes in those cold game nights, New Year bowls with a father by your side, football in a soul, nowhere left to hide. And the screen lit up in silver and black. One look at the Raiders and there was no turning back. Outlaw rebels, pirates in the night. Barbara found her team and the fit felt right.
So Barbara, we've got to start at the beginning. Take us back. How did your Raiders story begin?
Wow, this was way back in the early 70s. And it not only starts with the Raiders, it starts with my love for football altogether. My dad played football in college here in Mexico, and he loved it. I have 3 siblings, a brother and 2 sisters, but only one of my sisters and I were interested in football. And my dad saw that. We would go to our high school to see and their name, our team's name was the Fighting Bears. So
oh, wow.
We used to go and see, the Fighting Bears. We went to see them because our friends were playing, and Dad saw that we were getting interested in the game. And we started watching games also with him at home. I mean, of course, in the 70s, there was one TV at home. So we would watch the same game, all of us together. And he started following the Steelers, saying there were very few games aired in Mexico, but he started following the Steelers. And then one day he said, you may choose whichever team you want. But the moment you choose it, that's yours for keeps. And, well, at one point, I mean, at that time, it was most of the games were playoffs were Steelers, Raiders, Steelers, championship games, whatever. And I am sure that's how it all started. I started to see how these guys were rough and they were rowdy and they were reckless, and that's what made me fall in love with them.
Wow, it's been a tough 50 years supporting the same team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen all 3. I've seen all 3 Super Bowls, and of course the blotched one with the Gruden Bowl. So, well, but yeah. I'm still silver and black.
Yeah, that is some good commitment in it. 50 years supporting the same team. Credit.
That's incredible. Right. Yeah, that's incredible. I think it's and especially seeing the team move as well.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I started seeing them when they were in Oakland. When they moved to LA, it was kind of hard to say the Los Angeles Raiders. I mean, to me, it was like,
yeah,
they're Oakland, but no. But yeah, eventually you go, okay, so they're by LA Raiders, and it's Los Angeles 4 versus 2. That's kind of hard. So yeah, so it was the Raiders back to Oakland. Unfortunately, we didn't do very well then, and the stadium was already a bit run down, and that's when they decided to move to Vegas.
Was that the Coliseum? Was it in Oakland?
The Alameda County Coliseum.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
it's,
was a bit run down already. I mean, I did visit it once, just before they moved to Las Vegas.
The stadium in Vegas now looks amazing. So
Yes, it
definitely
is.
a nice stadium you're in now. Yeah.
I know, and I've been there twice already, and I did take the tour. Everything behind the scenes, that was really awesome to see as well.
Nice.
Late 2023. And this is because we used to watch games at home. So I did join several groups online, but my first experience being at a watch party with other Raiders fans, that was in 23. My sister and I arrived at this place on one of the biggest avenues here in Mexico, on Reforma Avenue. And the moment we got there, we were family. They treated us as if we had been there forever, and they treated us very nicely. Of course, it also probably has a bit to do with the fact that we're older women. We go there by ourselves, etc. That's really funny here, but I'll tell you a little more about that. So yes, and the moment I started, I said, yes, I belong here. And yes, we have a very, very large community in Mexico. There are lots of Raiders fans. And just as the ones that you see in the black hole, there are people who dress up a lot here in Mexico. We've got the Azteca, and we've got a soldier, and we have the Crow. I mean, he's got his mask, the Joker, and we've got a lot of... No. There's even one that's called the Butcher, El Carnicero.
Wow.
Nice.
So yeah, so yes, we have our lot of characters here as well. I don't dress up. All I wear is my stickers and my cap, and sometimes one of these chains and stuff. But so yes, and we started getting there, and that really made me feel comfortable with that group. So that's how
That's good.
I started doing this. And then I started joining them for other community things, like the Raiders official picture at an amusement park here in Mexico City. And yes, just like before, when they had aired my picture and my sister and my picture on national TV, people came and got close to us and asked if we wanted to be interviewed. So yes, we decided we wanted to be interviewed. Then we've been to every single event that's been sponsored by the Raiders here in Mexico since.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
And my sister and I feel like we're the Mexican version, or the local and tangible version of those characters in a movie that's called 80 for Brady.
yeah.
I love that film as well.
So we feel we're like the tangible ones here, because whenever we're all dressed up in our team's colors and people come by and say, oh, can I have a picture with you? And yes, so it's a lot of fun. And yes, being a Raiders fan in Mexico it's a lot of fun. I mean, we are rowdy. We are a noisy group. When we go down to the watch parties at this restaurant that I was telling you about, even if you're half a block or a block away, you can hear them chanting the Raiders and the drums and the horns and whatever.
Bringing that Mexican flair as well. Bringing that a party atmosphere.
Exactly. Even if we're losing, or let's put it the other way around, even if we're winning.
yeah. It's you fancy answered all of the questions in that one there. What's one of the hardest parts about following the NFL from abroad?
You don't get to see everything. You don't get, unless you have cable TV or you have one of these. Well, nowadays it's easier. But back then you had to have either cable TV or a satellite dish in order to be able to follow the NFL. And it was not easy to get all these magazines like Sports Illustrated or any of these. Dad and I would buy NFL Records book every year where you would see all the stats. It's pretty much like having the NFL app, but these were books. These were pocket books. And the magazines, and we would look at the teams, and we would start crossing names out and adding the new ones every time there were changes and things like that. So, yeah, it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard because, and you didn't get any merch. No merchandise whatsoever. The first thing I bought for my dad was a polo shirt, but this was already in the early 2000s. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, we still think that's a problem here in the UK, even though it's very popular now in the UK. You've got to buy merchandise online.
Hard to get some locally in it.
And when you're spending $200 on a jersey, you want to try it on, don't you? You want to make sure it fits.
Exactly. So yes, it makes it a little hard. Huh?
Nice to go to a big store and
Okay.
So now then, we need the story. So how did it happen? How did it come about?
Well, there's a little story behind this, because that official picture that I told you about that was at one of the amusement parks here, they gave us a little card with a QR code that in order to apply for the International Fan of the Year. However, at that time, when I got to that last question where it says, what have you done to promote fandom for your team or the NFL culture as a whole? I said, nothing. So I decided I wasn't going to apply then. However, in 2025, I joined a local group here in that talked about the NFL in general. And we had podcasts, and I started being one of the regulars. I mean, at first I would just stumble and stutter, and it was terrible. And further on, in August, I started making short videos that this group asked us for. And that's how I started. I started uploading them in TikTok, because when I first joined this group, I thought it was only on Facebook or Insta, and it was also on TikTok. And so I go onto TikTok and I see my videos there, and I click on them and there are comments. So I start replying to those comments, and then people start saying, I'm going to follow you. I'm following you as of now. And I'm like, how are you going to follow me if I don't have any videos of my own? So that's how in September I started my own page on TikTok, and it's called Raiders Baibis, Baibis, and that's how it started. So when the time came to apply for this, I said, okay, now I can say something. I make videos. I talk about not only the Raiders, but of the NFL as a whole, and that is how I applied in late October or early November. I mean, just a couple of weeks before the deadline.
Yeah. And you're a fan favorite now, Barbara. Everyone loves you now.
Yeah.
I got something to say now. So, yes. And then in January, I got a WhatsApp message from one of the people in the Mexico City marketing offices for the Raiders. And since we had been going to all these events, I didn't see anything strange about it. So she says, hey, listen, we're gonna make a campaign, and we're interviewing a lot of different fans, and we thought about you. And I said, oh, cool. So are you interested? Yeah, sure. So I get there, and I mean, I still that's how naive I was. I mean, I still couldn't even imagine what was going on. I got there, and it felt like paparazzi, you know. I mean, I was walking in, and these people were just like shooting photos and videos, and then as I was walking in, and I thought, wow, how cool. I can imagine the Azteca and the Soldado and all these other big fans going through the same thing. And so I got there and I ran into Jimena Sánchez. Jimena Sánchez is a sportscaster here in Mexico. She is also a huge Raiders fan, and I had met her before, so it didn't feel awkward or anything.
Yeah.
So they tell me, so Jimena is going to interview me. Ay, how nice. And then hug, kissy, and And so I sat there on this bar stool, and we were talking, and then she said, okay, so now let's start with the questions. And this was, she kept the game going, and she said, okay, we're still interviewing Raiders fans, and now it's time to interview Barbara. So, it still hadn't clicked that what it was about.
Yeah.
And so, yes, she started with the, what's it like to be a Raiders fan? Do you remember when you started? And how, and then she asked me, she said, I know how you do it, but tell the rest of the people how you represent the Raider Nation in Mexico. And then she said, what does Just Win Baby mean to you? And I said, well, that's our national anthem. That's our. After you say Raiders, you have to say Just Win, baby. You can't do one without the other. And then she goes, okay, yes, that's right. I said, now one more thing. And I said, yeah, tell me. She said, what does it mean for you to be named the Raiders International Fan of the Year? Well, what? That's how I found out.
Yeah. That is cool.
Wow.
I love that. Yeah.
So you've become International Fan of the Year, and now they send you to Pittsburgh.
Exactly. With my sister, the one who was with me in those pictures and an interview and everything. Yeah, the same too.
Yeah, it's talk us through your experience in Pittsburgh.
This is an unbelievable experience. If there is, you go through several steps of dreams coming true, right? Like one of your dreams come true is to go to the stadium. So you go to the stadium, and then the next one is to meet a player. So this one is like the cherry on top. Being able to go to the draft and give a pick for your team. But besides, the experience in itself was pretty awesome. We were there, and you would think that that there would be some kind of animosity or anything among the fans from the same division. It was not at all. That was not that at all.
That is good.
It was very cordial. We were a family. It was a family of 32 plus, and their plus ones. So it was a huge family of 64. It was a great experience that I tried to get along with different groups. I tried to gather with some for one event, with the others for some other thing. So, yes, I tried to get along with everyone. And oddly enough, girl who is the Broncos international fan, I ran into her at the airport, and it was once again hug, and you go like, yeah, she's Broncos, I'm Raiders, but who cares?
Oh, I love that. That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Same thing. Yes, and same thing. When I was in Pittsburgh, I got along pretty well with the Kansas City Chiefs fan, the Jets fan, the Bengals. You name it. I got along with most of them, and we always had a good time. Then everybody goes like with the Chiefs, with the Broncos, and the Chargers, and they're like, yeah, they're people, and we're not on the field right now. We're part of a family, and that's what made it really special. We went to the question and answer session with the commissioner, with Commissioner Goodell, and at the end he did sign.
Nice. That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
I got his autograph on this jacket. That was one of the things that the Raiders gave me prior to the trip.
That's a nice jacket. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It says Los Raiders.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
I think we need those.
What was your favourite moment of the weekend? I mean, I know the draft pick probably one of the favourites, but any surreal moments? Did you meet any players?
Fortunately, I didn't meet any players, but there were many moments that made this very special. I mean, we went to see we went to the backstage and saw part of the Steelers Museum, and then one other day it's called the Hall of Honors, and it's inside Acrisure Stadium. And we got to be there. And then we got to see also the War Room, where they call and talk about the different, about the trades. And that's where they gave us each a card. Where they put the name and what team they were switching with and things like that. That was a very interesting one as well. And we got to meet some of these international exchange students or players. And I mean, I'm short. I'm 5 feet tall. So 150, 153. That's how short I am. And the picture I had taken with these guys, I mean, I'm probably at their elbow. I mean, I'm as tall as their elbow. I mean, it's just like they're like huge. So that was fun. And also there was this, when we went to the red carpet, we had to go through a whole park and things like that. But once we were coming out, people stopped us, not only me, but all the different fans of the year, and for pictures, for whatever. So these are things that you feel very special. You actually feel famous.
I bet. I can imagine. I would do that as me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, meeting the other people in the inner circle, the people that are your team's guests. Most of them were ticket holders, season ticket holders, and they raffle off this event. So some people there's a drawing, and I think there was like 5 couples that got the lucky number, and they were invited over to the draft, and we got to sit with them and talk to them, and it was a lot of fun. And of course, the important part was the pick, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that. So, were you nervous when you had to go on stage?
This is so funny because originally it was the picks that I was imagining were 102. That wasn't going to be it. Besides, they traded back to 101, so there was no way I could have done that one. Then the next one was 117. But since they didn't say that. I mean, they traded. I thought, okay, well, so I'll be 134 or 157. Like, I don't know, 30 seconds after I said that, there comes someone from the NFL running and saying, "Who is it? Who's a Raiders fan? Who's a Raiders fan?" I go like, "Yeah, it's me." It's like, "Run, let's go!" So you're up in two picks. So we had to run backstage, and once I got there, I mean, I didn't even have time to get nervous. Once you get there, there's this little black room. There were other guys still waiting for their turn, and here comes this Mexican, and then she's going on next, and it's like, what's going on here, right? So, then will they tell you, okay, so you're up in 38 seconds or in 53 seconds. I don't remember the number they said. And then this woman stands next to you and hands you the card and tells you
that is so good
how you should read it.
Yep.
And she said, okay, and then she reads it out first. She reads it out loud first, and then you have to read it out loud for her. So with the 100 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Mike Washington Jr. And she said, you have to say running back. And I said, yeah, running back? I couldn't stop. And then she said, okay, you're on in 3, 2, go. And so wow. I didn't have time. Didn't have time to get nervous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That sounds good.
And then there was this emotional part as well. Because my dad passed away a few years ago, well, 16 years ago, but he was a Steelers fan, as I told you earlier. So when I walked on the stage, I go, "Hello, Pittsburgh." My father was a big Steelers fan, and then I said, "So this one's for you, Daddy." And
that is nice.
that was, yeah. So that made it a little bit emotional. I mean, people here were like, "You made me cry." And I said, "That's fine. That's fine." I owed it to my dad. He's part of the reason that I'm there. I mean, actually, if I hadn't begun following football, I wouldn't have been there.
Exactly. That's a lovely story. I love that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, then I went into Raider Nation is in the house, and then I had to say something in Spanish. So I said, "Desde Mexico."
Yeah. Yeah. So have you spoken? Have you reached out to Mike Washington?
No, I follow him on social media, but I haven't heard from him at all. So I hope to hear from him at some point. It would be great. I know he's going to be wearing number 30. So as soon as possible, or as soon as the season starts, I might be getting number 30.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike. You need to be reaching out to Barbara.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make sure we'll tag him in the post. Yeah.
No, here in Mexico, we would say that I'm considering myself like his godmother. He's like my godson after this event.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope he. I mean, and it was really something when they aired the video where he hears pick and his mom gets so excited, and I mean that was very exciting for me as well.
Yeah. That's a great story there, isn't it? And if you listen to this, Mike Washington Jr., sort Barbara out with a jersey.
I'm coming for you, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Barbara, this is the quick fire round for you. So we're going to ask you some questions. First thing that come into your head, who is your favourite Raiders player ever?
Ken Stabler.
The best moment as a Raiders fan.
Winning the Super Bowl in 1976.
One word to describe Raider Nation.
Woody.
Look, if you could have one player from another team, who would it be? One Coven player.
Goodness, one player from another team. Maybe that would be, I'd love to have Josh Jacobs back.
Yeah.
That's that.
What Mexican food would you want to introduce to our UK listeners?
That would be something called ropa vieja. And it's shredded meat. It's shredded meat with some scrambled egg and chopped onion and tomatoes. And you make some tacos with that. And it's really good in soft tortillas.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, you give me hungry. And on that same topic of food, hot and spicy or mild and creamy?
And creamy.
Yeah. So Barbara, this is your time to shine for Raiders Nation. We have a lot of new fans to the NFL, so here is your chance to recruit them for the silver and black.
Okay, so if you really want to be part of a team that has a lot of history, a team that doesn't change their uniform because it's already a classic, and a team that will always believe in commitment to excellence, you've got it. It's silver and black, and it's just one baby.
Barbara, honestly, thank you. This has been super special.
Genuinely, yes.
Thank you so much.
Your story is what makes the NFL what it is.
50 years
sorry?
of loyalty,
50
passion,
years.
and now representing Raider Nation on the biggest stage.
Absolute legend.
Thank you so much.
So is there anything you want to say to our listeners? Where can they find you? Online? TikTok, Instagram?
Sure. I mean, well, first of all, I would like to thank the people from Raider Nation MX, which is the group I belong to, one of the groups I belong to. The other one is Pride and Poise Mexico City, which is also one of the groups I belong to. And especially if you want to find out a little more about the Raiders, you can look me up as Raiders Baidis, B-A-I-D-I-S, or Baidis NFL. Just look it up like that. Otherwise, it's going to be a little complicated for me to tell you the different ones. But it's on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Barbara. It's been great chatting with you. Again, to know your story.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
And we said to our guests, well, everyone's welcome back anytime they want to. Hopefully you'll come and join us later in the season as we get into the season.
It'd be great to have you on for sure.
I would love to.
That's it from us this week, so make sure you follow, subscribe, all the usual podcast bits.
Yep, and you can find us on X at MindTheStatPod, on TikTok at MindTheStatPodcast, on Instagram, again, MindTheStatPodcast. We appreciate every single download, message, share, and listen. Yep, enjoy the game, enjoy the moments, mind the stat.